Before we begin, I want you to think about something for a moment. Some people become part of your life so naturally that you never notice the exact moment it happens. One normal day, they are simply nearby. Then slowly, they become part of your routine, your happiest memories, and eventually a part of who you are. If you believe the people closest to us can shape our lives forever, then subscribe to this channel and stay with me for this story. Because this isn't only about childhood memories, it's about trust, unforgettable moments, growing up together, and the kind of connection that feels impossible to break until life slowly begins to change everything. My name is Daniel, and this is the story of me and my two neighbors. Most people think neighbors are just the families living beside you, the people you greet politely before returning to your own life. But sometimes, when you grow up side by side with someone for years, those small spaces between houses begin to disappear. Over time, it starts feeling like all of you belong to the same story. That's exactly what happened with us. I met Ethan and Lucas when we were very young, long before any of us understood how quickly time moves. Back then, our neighborhood felt peaceful and familiar, almost like a world of its own. Every street corner carried memories. Every driveway became part of an adventure. Our biggest worries were homework, football games in the road, and hearing our parents call us inside before we were ready to end the day. The interesting thing was how different we all were. Ethan lived only a few houses away from me, and almost everyone knew his name. He was cheerful, energetic, and always full of ideas. No matter how ordinary the day felt, he somehow made it exciting. He loved making people laugh and could turn even simple moments into memories nobody forgot. Lucas was completely different. He was calm, thoughtful, and quiet most of the time. While Ethan brought energy everywhere he went, Lucas brought peace. He noticed details other people missed and always seemed to understand situations more deeply than the rest of us. And then there was me, somewhere between the two of them. Looking back now, I think that balance is what made our friendship so special. We were different in the best possible way. At first, we were simply neighborhood kids spending afternoons outside together. But slowly, without any big moment announcing it, we became inseparable. Every day followed almost the same routine. School ended. Bags were dropped inside the house. And within minutes, one of us would already be knocking on another door asking, "Are you coming outside?" Sometimes we played football until the streetlights turned on. Sometimes we rode bicycles around the neighborhood with no real destination. Other times we simply sat outside talking for hours about dreams, school, and the future we imagined for ourselves. And honestly, those simple moments became some of the happiest memories of my life. That's the beautiful thing about growing up, beside people who truly matter to you. The memories that stay in your heart usually aren't the dramatic ones. They're the quiet evenings, the endless conversations, and the laughter shared during completely ordinary days. I still remember one summer evening clearly. The neighborhood was glowing with soft golden sunlight and everything felt peaceful. The air carried that fresh feeling that comes before rain, even though the sky remained bright and clear. The three of us were sitting outside Ethan's house drinking cold sodas because none of us wanted the evening to end. Ethan was explaining one of his ambitious plans about becoming successful someday. Lucas kept smiling quietly while making clever comments every few minutes. And I remember laughing so much that my stomach hurt. Then suddenly, Ethan looked at both of us and said, "Promise me something. No matter where life takes us later, let's never lose this." At the time, it sounded easy. Lucas smiled and shook his head. I laughed and told Ethan he was thinking too deeply again. But a few seconds later, all three of us promised anyway, and truly, I believed it. Because when you're young, you think the people closest to you will always remain close. You think the streets you grew up on will never feel different. You believe friendship can overcome anything. But life has a quiet way of changing people little by little. As we grew older, things slowly began shifting around us. Not all at once. Not in an obvious way. Just small changes at first. Different schedules, different responsibilities, different dreams beginning to lead us toward different futures. Even then, we tried holding on to what we had. Friday evenings became our tradition. No matter how busy life became, we always found time for each other. Sometimes we sat on rooftops watching the city lights. Sometimes we walked through quiet streets late at night while music played softly nearby. And sometimes we simply sat together doing nothing at all. Those nights felt endless, like nothing in the world could separate us as long as we stayed together. But now, when I think back to those moments, I realize something. Deep down, maybe all of us already felt it. That quiet feeling that life was slowly guiding us toward a moment none of us were prepared for. And the truth is, none of us knew how much one single night was about to change everything between the 3 neighboring houses. Forever.